to Warthunder with the Duncannuva, and now today I'm going to be doing some fabulous stuff. I am going to be talking about a group in just a moment. Yep. The title, by the way, is a giveaway if you know what I'm going to be talking about. So, let us talk about 9th Bomber Regiment of the Soviet Red Air Force, number 588. Just who are these? Who is this battalion I am mentioning? Why should you know about these? And why did every single German just get scared when I mentioned these? With that series of numbers. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be talking about the Soviet Night Witch Squadron. A bunch of women who basically were like, you know what, fuck this, we are going to scare the shit out of the Germans. So we are going to make a Night Witches lineup. Now, unfortunately, I don't have all of the aircraft that historically the Night Witches flew. That is just down to the fact that I don't have all of them. Can I add another presentation? God damn it. That is my rank 5, do I? Yeah, bugger. Alright, we will reformat the Present 7 here to be the Night Witches Squadron. So the Night Witches, for everybody who is feeling a bit sexist at the moment, well, they are a group of women who flew for the USSR. I forgot 1941. Who flew for the USSR in World War II, I mean. They flew a lot of different aircraft in the early stages of the war. They flew, actually, the one aircraft that probably a lot of people would be like, they shouldn't be flying, is the PO-2. The PO-2. The PO-2 was, by the way, a biplane that was very outdated by the beginning of the war. But the Night Witches loved it and used it to scare the shit out of the Germans. And I'm literally meaning this in the best way possible. When Germany was invading through the Eastern Front, a lot of women in the Soviet Union were still required to fight, or chose to fight. After World War One, a lot of women did fight, and during World War One too. By the time of World War Two, you did have, pardon me, a lot more aircraft. So we are going to not fly in ground realistic. We're going to fly. Shut up. Air realistic. And we are going to take out probably one of the most iconic aircraft, the Ilyushin Il-2 Sturmovik. And we'll talk a bit more. I don't know too much about the Night Witches. If you want more, and if you want a really good beat, Cybertron have a really good beat for it. They actually have a song titled Night Witches, talking more about the basically quite famous Mainly because, well, it hasn't been an area of study for me. But what I can talk about is the IL-2 Sturmovik. Developed in the 1930s, the IL-2 Sturmovik was meant to become a fighter. Now, the thing about the IL-2 Sturmovik is that... Hello, Lemon224. You will have to forgive me if I sound a bit out of it. I'm also suffering a bit of a sore throat at the moment. So yeah, the R2 Sturmovik, when it first came out, was a completely enclosed, cased, very heavily armoured aircraft equipped with 23mm cannons. We'll go up to the 1941 model here, which had 23mm cannons, or 20mm Shivak heavy cannons, 7.62mm Shivak machine guns, could carry both rockets and bombs, and that's a staple of most Soviet aircraft. Why? Because, well, cannons are good, bombs are better, as are rockets. The IL-2 Sturmovik was essentially the workhorse of the Russian Red Air Force. I haven't been on your streams for some time because I always usually... Yeah, I know that, Normally when I stream though, it's like whenever I can be bothered to, and at the moment I'm meant to have family friends staying, but they're currently down in a city called Omaru, quite down south. I'm gonna hit the railway trains, which should be about there-ish on that. Oh, there, so we're gonna just angle ourselves a bit more this way. One thing I do have to be honest with, I absolutely love the IL-2. That's a P-47. Is he coming towards me? He better not. P-39. Fighting on the Axis side. P-25. I probably did a lot more damage to him than he did to me. But he's still flying, which is annoying. Oh, they're the trains. Oh, I crashed into a tree. Right, let's J2, got me. I doubt it though. I mean, I don't really care. Alto Sturmovik is strong. Sweet, got some multi-roll done. Holy crap, the thing is a destroyer. It is, the IL-2 was a very good heavy fighter. That's what the Russians used it for, was it was a fighter. It could equip rockets, could equip bombs, later models had like 30mm and upward cannons. There was one that was actually with a radio engine that you could get as an event aircraft, which I don't have. Let's double check. So I'm gonna fix up something as well. I can do notifications, please, YouTube. We will now take out the IL-2 1942. Oh, CGB. It's better than CGB. Yeah, the IL-2 was a very good aircraft. I just noticed the title said Witches bombed Jim. Yeah, not Witches bombed Jim. That's what I think my stream is. Mainly because the Night Witches for me are the most badass group of women. Normally I'm quite bad with the rockets. So let's go in. And we have 23mm cannons, I do believe, yeah. 23mm and offensive 7.62mm rounds. They missed. And we got a kill. Killed some artillery of the enemies. Enemy aircraft up there. Possibly go deal with them in a bit. I got a 3.3 with tanks, and I have... KV-1 is a really good tank, especially early on, especially at 3.3. You have bombs, you have really good armor and a decent cannon. If I have to say to people, like, what's a good tank to grind out on, it definitely the KV-1. There's a boomerang over there in an F2A Buffalo. That Buffalo's coming towards me. So we can get away. I mean, in real life, I shouldn't be scared of the Buffalo. It was... Oh, it was garbage. The F2A Buffalo was an American prototype naval fighter that they developed. I'm trying to get to, I think it's the Stug 3. If you're going down the Russian tech tree, I don't think the Russians have the Stug. So we'll get around on our tail. Cause them to overshoot. We're dead. No, he's knocked out of range, we're dead. Alright. Ditch in the water. Yeah, he got us F2A3. Not bad aircraft. The problem with the F2A, was that when it was introduced to the US, they looked at it and they were like, it's not that good, you know. And everyone was kind of just sitting there going, yeah, you're not wrong. But well, what have you got? Like, you don't have anything better for it. And it was just, oh. In fact, if you want a better aircraft than it, the F4F Wildcat, which I don't have because I don't have a naval tree. We'll go to got Present 8 because that's my premium stuff for good aviation. Let's see here. Where is my F4Fs? Up, should be further up. F4F Wildcats, there we are. Because the F4F3 and the F4F4 were both American, as we all know, they were the carrier fighters of the aircraft carriers, you know, like the USS New York and shit like that. Now, when they were introduced, they were replacing the very outdated and very obsolete F-2A Buffalo, which, we're back on Karlin Gol in Mongolia, which the other nations at the time, which used this aircraft, which included the Dutch and the Finnish, were finding very successful with. The Americans not so much with their aircraft. They were like, well, we kind of don't want this aircraft, do we? This fighter, so we need to replace it as quickly as we can. And thus they went with the F4F Wildcat. I do believe this is the USS Enterprise camo. But the big feature about the F4F Wildcats were that they had had hydraulic wings, so it could fold its wings up. I think it was 25 cranks. Or something like that, I don't remember. But it wasn't that good, you know. For it. And that's about all I really know about the F4F Wildcat. But the first game I ever played was a PlayStation 2 game called Secret Weapons over Normandy. Now what that was is you were playing as an American pilot in... I forget my tank, sure I'm going to go down for the main 23rd Wars, yeah. Probably going for the SU-57s, or SU-57 or the SU-85s. This is a mixture of battle. Ah yes, I remember the time America and Japan fought against the German, Soviet, British, Chinese, French, and Swedish forces in Mongolia. I will play a bit of my German tanks as well. Russian tanks. Sorry, I'm a bit tired at the moment. I'm probably not going to stream for too long tonight. I'm absolutely exhausted. I'm also sick, but yeah, a bit sick. So I've got to make myself a warp drink and yada yada yada. Let's see if we can actually do well. F4F Wildcat. What thing we do have, I do believe we have 50 cals. Yeah, 50 cals. We've got 12.7mm machine guns. So we've got 50 cals. The people aren't coming in a hit on with me. Maybe it's not, but that is B2C. Oh jeez. The X7 just destroyed the 2C. We want to gain some altitude. P400, F4U. You might need some G fuel. I hope you better. Yeah, same here. I should get better. I normally do. B18. So good. I've got some mixed drink. I'm planning on ordering some G Fuel. I've got some Gatorade, which I'll make myself glass some of later. KO44. He was in a dive. He probably ripped his wings off. Go for these IL2s, eh? See what damage we can do. 2C just took out the X7. Spin around. I'll black out my pilot because I need him. But yes, the first game I ever played that had the F4F Wildcat was a game called Secret Weapons over Normandy, which was on the PlayStation 2. It was a very fun game. I've got to be honest, because if you did everything in the game, you unlocked the TIE Fighter from Star Wars. TIE Fighter and the X-Wing. Oh, we killed the pilot. We crashed into the wreckage. Oh well, I'm not too upset. So, you've done everything in the game. So, yep. Wasn't too bad. Alright, we'll do one more match. Yeah, we got a crew lock on that one. And we'll take out some Russian tanks, shall we? What shall we take out? What will we take out? Present 6, that's my... That's my 7.3. I'll be on that one. Alright, we will modify this. We will modify the 8-1 to be Soviets. To be some Soviet tanky boys. So let's go. Let's do this. So 3.7, eh? We'll make a 3.7 lineup. So we'll go KV L11. Where is it? We'll go with the battle barge as our premium. We will also get some vehicles. I am going to get the ZIS 12 because it's a good AA truck. It's a good milk truck. Damn it, Barton. And we've got to get, of course, a complement this loadout with some decent aircraft. It's the Issue-122 I'm trying to get. Issue-122 is not a bad aircraft. Bad tank destroyer, not a bad aircraft. Sorry, you know I'm tired when I start mispronouncing things. We'll take out the P400, P40, P39K1. And we will put in the IL-2 1942. So there we are. We've got one IL-2, one P39, a ZIS 12, SMK, and a KV-1. Soup. How goes it?
Alright. Run through my deck, split them into two, just realising there'll be a few cards that I'm missing from.
Alright, well, discuss it with me after I'm done, because I'm not going to be streaming for too long.
Just one of those nights?
I am sick, I am exhausted. And yeah, so I should not have streamed tonight, but I'm glad I did.
Why is that?
I mean, I got to talk a bit about history. I mean, I got to fly an aircraft I normally don't, which is the F4F Wildcat. But getting back to the F4F Wildcat and versus the F2A Buffalo, I would always go for not for a Buffalo, but always go for the F4F. F4F was far more reliable, far more maneuverable, and it was actually quicker than the F2A Buffalo. The F2A Buffalo was slow, it was unreliable, it was mechanically just impossible. But it was a good it was a good tank, good little aircraft. The finish, when they got the F2A, they used it quite well against the Russians. And when the Dutch were going up against the Japanese in World War II, they needed a decent aircraft to deal with the with the Japanese. And what they would do is they'd have Hurricanes and they had F2A Buffaloes. They used them against the quite effectively. They used them with half-filled wings with fuel. That would give them a bit more maneuverable edge over the A6M0s. Which I have to say is very cunning of the Dutch. But again, the Dutch were also the country that took a ship and basically were wanting to get it from where it was in Indonesia all the way to Australia. SMK is a better version of the T-28. It is. The thing with the SMK though is you've actually got armor, some decent armor. Whereas the T-28 is just, you get hit, you're dead. Because its armor is just, doesn't exist, it's in a parallel universe. Well, there was a story of when a T-28 was behind German lines and the Germans thought it was a captured one. It caused so much trouble for the Germans that they had to prioritize killing it. It was one of these vehicles that just bite them in the ass. They called it the Angry Hornet's Nest. Yeah, Chinese M24 Chaffee. Another nation I can get another M24 in. Alright, if you had the ability to add in one captured vehicle to Warthunder, what would you add in? I know exactly what I'd add in. What? Finding over there. Sherman. Hit Pants 4 looks like an H. What I would add is so obvious to me, a nuke. What I'd add in is I'd add in something like the Tallboy bombs, really, but no, if I could add one thing into Warthunder, I'd add in the New Zealand captured Jake float plane to the British tech tree. It could be a nice little tank they could, aircraft they could sit up there. Sit quite comfortably up at the You took out my driver. You took out comrade driver. Bleed it. Yeah, like I thought it was. I thought it was a Panzer 4H. So much, too much lighting. Yeah. I'm gonna take out the SMK now. But yeah, like I was saying, the E3A1 Jake was a Japanese float plane that they used in the war. Cool, just remembering my bindings is down on the D-pad. That's one anti-aircraft vehicle I need to get. So, I'm going to talk a bit about the SMK. The SMK was, well, it has a very long, complicated Russian name. But it and the T-100 were two tanks designed for the Russian armed services. For, I think, replacing the T-35. It and the T-100 both had two gun turrets, one in the front, one in the back. I think the T-100 had a 14mm and a 76mm. Compared to the 76.2mm and the 45mm tank cannon on the SMK here. To prove their worth, the Soviet military decided that the best testing ground for them was Finland. where the SNK proved to the Soviet Union that it was much better, but not by much, because of how long the tank was and how underpowered it was. It was quickly, it was just, when it was knocked out, it was just left there in Finland. It and the T-100 both were. And they eventually went back to the drawing board. For it, and design the KV-1. The tank was never made surprisingly well. Yeah, T-100. Yeah. Fortunately, does not have a view range, which is quite sad. And 3.7, it's a decent tank, so long as you don't get hit in the side. Right, we're going to keep charging towards C. I call this thing the Soviet Thomas the Tank Engine because basically, once it gets going, it's just going to keep on going. And you hit something with the side of this thing, and because it's got 2 turrets and 7 crew, it's not a one-shot kill unless you kill the detonate the ammo, which is what happened to me a lot of times on this tank. But I still love it. It's probably one of the few tanks in the T-35 I absolutely love using. But yeah, the T-35 may be a bit at 1.3 will be a bit. But it's got 40mm cannons, it's got short barrel 26 or 76mm howitzer. You know, it's not a bad tank. Especially at the low tiers, you are going to do some damage, but if you want a list, a consistent list, do you know that there is a common command BT-17 you can see in the museum? Yeah, I'm not surprised that there is. I think maybe in Kabonka. If not, maybe in Finland somewhere. Look at the Stug. Oh no, he knocked out my tank! He knocked out my crew! My crew. There. They have destroyed one track. Need a bit of gun depression, yeah. Well, Russian tanks weren't known for their gun depression. Oh, there's a speedy boy. You've only succeeded in turning me into a bunker. Where'd you go? Missed. Yeah, the one thing I have to say about the early Russian tanks is they don't have gun depressions. This teammate, yeah, he was shooting me like, "Don't worry, buddy, I've got you." And I'm like, "Do you? Do you really?" And he's just like, "Shoot 20mm Orlikins into my side." I'm like, have me, you do. Anyway, because I'm quite ill, exhausted, ill, and at the moment, I will do another video in the morning. Oh, did we just fully research at the F3F. No, we did not. We did get the next modification though, so let's have a look. No, we did fully finish researching the F4F F3. 3 model, so that's that fully researched out. So that's another aircraft I've knocked out of the park. We'll switch it out for the F4F4. Yeah, in Soviet Russia, everybody enemy. So yeah, there we go, the F4F. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Duncannuva, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.